What's up, ladies and gentlemen? How y'all doing? It's the Mr. 444, and I'm back at y'all with another one. To bring y'all another good video, another good topic about the hot topic that I got going on. A lot of things I want to discuss with y'all, what's going on about the NFL league and how it translates to business, how it translates to a lot of things. I got some tips this morning on how to be able to look at your credit report and be able to understand, like I said, a lot of things that I want to bring to you guys. I talked about the last phone call conversation I had with Experience. And I shared with y'all a lot of things in my last video. And to share with y'all in this video, those inquiries was removed in less than 24 hours, like I told my client. He's on his way to get the score that he wanted sooner than rather later. I had another client that's working with the same thing. I just did it for her, and so on. But like I always said, be diligent. Don't hang up. They kept me on that phone yesterday for about 113 minutes. You can ask my client. She may chime in this video and tell y'all that I was working diligently to get that stuff off her credit report. I work diligent for you guys. I make sure that I give y'all the knowledge to understand how to pull a credit report, how to look at it, the nuances. Understand there's nuances to everything we do. There's things that outside the box, things that we should know. But that's my job. I want to be able to teach you guys the nuances of things and understanding how to, you know, just sit down and talk to you guys for a second. Let me grab a seat because I want to sit down and talk to you guys a second to be able to tell y'all a lot of things about what I plan to talk about in the future. Like I said, I want to be able to bring you guys great content and talk about credit. I want to be able to show you how to get business credit. It's easy. One lady asked me, how could I get lending? How could I get funding? She had $25 in her account, but guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Here she has about 5,000 to 6,000 rolling through there. So some banks would give you a loan based off your revenue, which is called biz rev loans, to where you may have 2,500, 5,000 in sales, but you may have to send it out the door. But banks will look at and see what could they save you from spending to where they could help your business grow by giving you money based off your revenue. Even if you doing 60, 70,000 in sales a year, and sometimes you could be in the red. If a bank see that you giving that money, allocating that money to the right people, they feel you deserve a loan even if your balance be at $25, like I told my client, soon to be client, I hope. And I was basically talking to her about business, and she just said she didn't know where to go from there. So I said, give me a call. We kicked it in my lobby and we started talking. And one thing led into another. Even if I didn't give her nothing else, I gave her knowledge. I gave her understanding. And she got a cleaning franchise and she's on her way to the right thing to do to be prosperous in life, to build wealth for her family. But like I said, there's a lot of things you have to pay attention to credit, to pulling your credit, to understanding those nuances. Like I said, once again, I preach this in all my videos. Go get you somebody that understands knowledge. Someone that loves you enough to tell you it's not what you're doing is wrong, it's maybe how you present it. Sometimes you could be the greatest baker, but sometimes you may leave the cake in the oven a minute too long. There probably been a way to where you could have produced 3 cakes in that time frame that you didn't know. There's a time where you could make the cake faster. Show you how to put it into a business perspective or credit perspective or whatever perspective for you to make it grow. Bake that cake. Be able to understand what people want to do in life and what people want to talk about in life. Viewership is at an all-time high. This is a business, like I keep telling y'all. Y'all worth so much. These streaming platforms need you guys. Netflix needs you guys. Shout out to Fat Joe and Jada for that big Netflix, streaming now on Netflix. Shout out to Fat Joe and Jada for, bringing a podcast along because they need streamers now. They need people to talk about stuff to make it relevant to be able to get their agenda across. So Netflix has an agenda, but they want to be able to get a platform like Fat Joe's because we understand that viewership is an all-time high. You get a lot of views, you will be picked up because these companies, like I said, is went to streaming. Streaming is opens the floodgates for everybody. Streaming opens the floodgates because your views, just like they said, your vote counted. Your views count just as well as your vote because one view, one subscriber, 10 years of being a subscription to Netflix or Amazon, how much that revenue is. So they looking for streamers and all these companies. So podcasters is going to a different place now. Sit down, you're knowledgeable, talk about, give your knowledge, your expertise, share it with the world. Everybody want to listen to you podcast and it's zooming. Shut up, look at Nightcap. Look at it is what it is. Look at the podcast of soul. Shout out to Sean G. He's doing an excellent job. And he did a great job on calling that puffy trout. Shout out to Sean G. Make sure y'all check out the podcast of soul. Great brother. Great sister Sean G. Brother Sean G. Excuse me. Great woman. Infamous Sylvia is calling the way she's calling it down the middle. I am not a lawyer. Cat, not William, Dennis Byron, all these guys that's actually got these platforms and building it to bring things to you guys. Streaming is amazing. Get you a channel, talk about your knowledge, share everything, give away your nuances and what you shared in your life. I'm doing it, I'm gonna be more transparent than anything now. And you understand who Mr. McNeil is, Mr. 444, and why I call myself Mr. 444. It's not, I don't just call myself Mr. 444. I call myself Mr. 444 for a reason. And I want you guys to understand that I do have knowledge. I got 10 plus years, 15 plus years as far as business, but I got all my life I've been doing business. If you ask some of the people that know about me, I just decided to take it and take it to the next level because I knew I had a gift. I had a gift. I was blessed. And I want to be able to use my gift to bless other people. You know, all my life I've been, using it for other things. But now I understand that you got Robin Hoods out there. You got superheroes out there. You got a lot of people that changed their life and did good. I want to be one of them. Like I said, God didn't tell me to be nice. He said just get the morally sound with my morals intact. But like I told you, I learned a lot of things that I want to share with you guys. It's not morally wrong. It's a nuance. You got nuances, and you got to know the little nuances. But the nuances is like moral. The same line as moral. Like yeah, there's different nuances to the business. No, it's not nuances. You got to be real enough to understand what the way it's taught and what is immoral and how to do it. At the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, you got Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. They don't know each other. They don't talk to each other. They don't update each other. They're not friends. They're not enemies. They're not even allies. They're their own entity that gives a credit reporting agency. A, a, a credit reporting agency that just help businesses out delegate credit scores because back in the days, like they said, the no doc loans and everything went haywire with the no doc loans. So they needed Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion to be able to delegate for the businesses and the corporate businesses to understand the credit score, understand this and understand that. But at the end of the day, it's just something they put out there for us to be able to understand how they want to do things. Not how we want to do things, but how they want to do things. So we got to understand, ladies and gentlemen, where we want to go in life, who we want to be in life, and what we want to be discussed about when we leave here. Because we want to get the knowledge. Like I said, I'm giving you the knowledge. Like I said, my client, those inquiries came off in less than 24 hours. He got an update and told him what I did. Everything he's getting an update to what I did. So I'm trying to be transparent. Like I say, he looked at that number, called 904-227-3229, the number you should be calling. Please Talk to me, see what, why dare me be able to see where my knowledge is at, to see where I can take you or give you a different idea, a different mind frame. Like I said, these YouTube platforms is giving you framework. Take it. You know, a lot of people throw you a bone, and we recognize it. We think they throwing us alcohol to put us on fire. We just got to understand the difference, ladies and gentlemen, of the good people, the bad people, and the people that did it this way. Look at the NFL. Bill Belichick is not a first ballot Hall of Famer, but they want to crash the Hall of Fame for not letting them in. But instead of rejoicing, saying, okay, they is not on no BS. They did it to the best, and sometimes they'll use the best to set an example, and that's how we pay attention. If they would have kept Terrell Owens out, nobody batted an eye. People didn't tweet this much. They let Bill Belichick out, and rightfully so, understandably so. It's one thing to destroy a game, and then it's one thing to destroy the shield. If you want to give, I'll say, okay, T.O. and them probably affected the shield. But when you affect the way that you play that game and the outcome of fans that thought they was going to win because of a cheating scandal or whatever, people forget about that. Y'all all said the Hall of Fame didn't let these people in because of this, and that, and the third. But now what you going to say about Bill Belichick? They not racist. They not none of this. They just going towards his career, 20 years, and those folks feel that the Spygate, the Flakegate, and all that stuff is not what we heard. They not getting what we heard. They getting, these are reporters, these are journalists. So they get the inside scoop, things that we don't know. Interviewing a lot of people off the record. And then you get your vote after you get all this and find it out. You want to be able to go with a popularity? This is not a popularity vote. If I thought it was based off the field, but they opened it up. So I'm not happy that Bill Belichick didn't make it, but I'm not mad either because I understand what precedent is. So I just wanted to touch up on the topic like that. So I think all the people that said bad things, why they kept you out, Bill Belichick is a reason to debunk a lot of reasons why they kept people out. So now it gives them to think about, wow, the people that's in the Hall of Fame is important. You people say, oh, a lot of people did this off the field, murderers and drug addicts and this and that and the third. Name me one of them that Terrell Owens they kept out. Did he cheat? Did he cheat? No. Anybody else cheated? No. They cheated the shield? Yes. The game? No. Name me one person that they said affected the way the game. Deflate gate, deflate balls, taking pictures of people's uh practices. Understandable. That's wrong. So he has to pay for that as well. They all great players. Now it's just they've been judging it like this, or but they use Bill Belichick. Let's see what happens when Tom Brady come back up, and I can discuss some more about that, about the Hall of Fame situation. But that's a tricky, touchy situation. Shout out to Bill Belichick, great coach, 20 years, 8 rings, defensive coach, brung the Giants a ring when he was the defensive coordinator over there. You know, so with Bill Parcells or whatever the case may be. So shout outs to him, man. Great career. You don't hold your head down, man. 20 years, the world know what you did. You're gonna be you forever in the Patriots legacy books. They can't talk about the Patriots without they talking about you. So shout out to you. Have a great career, Bill. Shout out to you. I hope you do well in North Carolina. But to everybody else, like I said, everybody you know, I'm gonna be giving y'all them nuances and be able to talk more about business, like I said. Boy, look at your credit report, read it, understand what it tells you, talk about it to other people, get knowledge, get understanding, get results. That's one thing you want to do is get results, ladies and gentlemen. Get results of something that you want to know about, not something you just want to hear about. Why would I just want to hear about something? I want to know about something, ladies and gentlemen. So make sure y'all find a lot of people that want to give you things that you want to know. You know, because like I said, I've been here for a long time, and I helped a lot of people. I put a lot of people in homes. I pulled a lot of credits. I looked at a lot of paydex scores. I looked at a lot of things. Like I said, I was taught by a lot of great people in this business that understood how to do millionaires. You know, you'd be surprised. I worked on a man that did the X-Men movie credit. I worked on a few football players' credits. I worked on a few police officers' credit. I worked on a few actors' credit, a few rappers' credit. I even been got calls from inside the pen to work on their credit. I worked on people's credit inside the pen. So check out my expertise. Give me a call, 904-227-3229. And I guarantee you won't be disappointed. And that's all I got for y'all for today. Thank y'all for sitting here with me again on this morning. I appreciate you guys. And once again, y'all have a great day. And it's the Mr. 444. And I'm out.